Here we go. We're only going to be 17 strong today. 18 when BR4 gets in, I think. Oh no, BR4's already in, so I think we may only be 17 people strong today. Let's see if we can, let's see if it's put up a stream yet. Yeah, it has put up a stream. Hello, Donny. It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. How's yours? Well, they were pretty much ready to go, I think. Why is it Streamlink not popping in to the Discord? That's incredibly annoying. Yeah, I don't think it's popping into Discord, which is a bit frustrating. You're going to be shit today, are you, Donny? Well, that's fair, considering some of the names in this lobby is ridiculous. But there we go. About to head into qualifying. 80 minutes of qualifying, then half distance race, so 22 laps around Belgium. But yeah, it's just waiting for everyone to load in. But yeah, right, here we go. Just wait on big turns now. Don't understand why it's taking so long. Keep just loading in so we can get going. And first thing I guess we'll see is whether or not it is going to be wet. It doesn't look like that is the case. Hope that the Discord has actually started to function at this point. I don't think the stream link is still there. Bot's having a seizure. But yeah, we're just waiting for everyone to sort themselves out now. Everyone on the soft tyre, obviously. Let's see who the first one out is going to be. Oh, looks like Steger. It is. Steger's going to be the first one. He's the only one on track so far, so we're actually going to follow through Steger's lap then. Everyone on soft tyres, so it looks like it's just maybe dark rather than damp on track right now. It looks like well, some people have said, someone has been saying in the chat that it's going to be a rain race. Still don't have a Discord link. It still doesn't have the bot working the Discord link, which is incredibly annoying. Hopefully the stream's still up. I'm pretty sure the stream should be up. Yeah, the stream is still up. Round 1 for Tier 1. Hey, over to 8 of you here. Hello, welcome. Nice of you to join us. It's going to be rather interesting, this one. See, the last couple of seasons in this league have been well, fair to say, a bit one-sided. A bit one-sided, just slightly. Just slightly one-sided. But this time, we've got a bunch of people here. Bunch of people. The spectate display is way cleaner than last game. I don't know. I am turning that off, though. Here we go. So, first lap of the entire race, well, the entire qualifying session, sorry. Steger going through La Source in third gear up towards Radion, El Rouge and Radion now. They go at the bottom of the hill. Go through El Rouge, now through Radion. And down toward the Camel Straight. The yellow flags everywhere, just people backing up to allow for clean laps to go ahead. Down to Lacombe now. It looks like Steger right now having a little bit of a fun time with it. Yeah, awkward camera angle, which means we just got a blaring engine sound in our ears for a little bit longer. As going through No Name now after it's been a bit of a wobbly time through that second sector. I think he'll be fine though. Saeed, hello. A day where you get to watch and not race at the same time. Can it rain today? I believe it can rain, and I believe it will rain. From what I've seen on Discord, or in Tier 1 chat in particular, it is possible that it might be a rain race. 1 minute 13.2 through the second sector from Steger. We'll see what he can actually do as we go down towards Blanchimont now. And down towards the bus stop chicane. So pole for Tier 2 was a 41.4. See what can't be done by the Tier 1 guys. We head down. It's a 41.3 banker the first lap. Here in Tier 1, so we've already jumped the Tier 2 pole time. Mildy is not enjoying himself here. See what Stan... Let's have a look at Stan. I think one of the Aston had to get out of the way and does so. 13.2 currently there for Stan. He goes for pole far... I'm not even going to try to say that. Goes for Stavalo and then out into the beginning of the third sector. Staber 41.4 and a couple of guys just hanging in around the 41.4 mark. A couple quicker. Staxi does a 41.357, just short of Steger. Stan to the line. 41.455 beats Bloodwave, but not the other two. And well, here comes the big boy. BR4 41.301 as a banker is not that bad, as both the AlphaTauris are 1-2 at the moment. However, we got the big fish in the pond, so to speak, on screen now. Baraka is the one to watch out for. The one we all know that can challenge the current title holder in Mitchell. Just whether or not Baraka can nail a lap. He did a 40.9 as his banker lap last time. His banker lap this time is a 41.6, and I feel like he could be doing a lot better than that. Got Mitchell coming through the second sector, the end of second sector now, and into Stavalo. Currently on the soft tyres as he goes into the beginning of the third sector. It looks like he's going to go through Blanchimont now, and we'll see whereabouts he's going to sit here. Haas getting out of people's way. Mitchell getting up to the bus stop chicane now. Yellow flags flying everywhere as we go to the line. Mitchell 39, 40, 41. It's a 41.8, and well, the title favourite and the title defence not off to the greatest of starts. Watch Jack currently on a lap right now. Big turn to also Stell. Stell, another one of the big hitters. Well, that's what we would expect in this particular in this particular championship. We're going to actually watch the end of Stella's lap now. Is he going to go for the bus stop chicane? 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 something, 41, 41.4 is only good enough for 7th. And, well, the top 7 split by just under 0.2 of a second at the moment. I think everyone going into the pits. Stan definitely is. What about Baraka? Baraka definitely is too. Mitchell will be as well. Big Turns 42.5. Donny and Tepos. All three of them have to get some sort of something going. Boba on an outlap. Caesar on an outlap. Mildy on an outlap. So we'll see what really can happen in the last remaining, well, about 10 minutes of this session. Not even halfway through at the moment. You expect a couple of runs from other people as we go on through. As we got Caesar about to start his lap now. So do a very quick audio check. And it looks like Caesar now going down towards Eau Rouge, and we'll see what he can do here. He's one of the ones that may be considered an underdog. Maybe a dark horse even for some people, to try and put a challenge away for that title. So we'll wait and see whether or not he can actually do something. 29.8 through the first sector. The game says it's purple, but we'll wait and figure that out properly as we go along. He's going to go through Lecomte now and get a little bit deep on the exit of Lecomte. And going through Rivage down the hill into No Name. When the AlphaTauri's out here in front, tries to get out of the way, does so very quickly. He goes down to Pouillon now. Doesn't hit the inside that much, so he's not going to go sliding. 7th gear through Pouillon, gets on the throttle very quickly, up to 8th. Into, well, the second to last chicane here at Spa. You get it right, it can save you a lot of time. Get it wrong, it could cost you your entire race. He goes through Stavolo now, and now into the third sector, 13.4. I think that's about 0.2 off where the top guys have been, especially Steger, which is what we're basing our lap off. But he's only 7 thousandths of a second behind BR4 right now, his teammate. The AlphaTauris are on top right now. Here comes Caesar through the final corner. Through the bus stop chicane, puts up a 41.6 to put him 8th. Hello, Moose. See what else is done. 42.4 for Mildy. Boba currently, let's see what Boba can do. I think he might be a little bit off the pace. Going down the straight now, it's a 42.1 is only good enough for 11th. We have a lap going on for Elite. I think a lap going on for Stego and a lap going on for Bloodwave, and we'll go and have a look at those guys as we go along. But for now, Elite's closest to the line, so we will have a quick look at what is going on in the Williams lap. Ferrari getting out of the way pretty nicely. No one seemingly getting in the way of each other today. Shouldn't have too many incidents of blocking, if any at all. No yellow flags in Sector 3 is just a Ferrari starting to warm up the tyres for his push lap. And Elite going around the final corner, I think he might be about 0.6 of a second, maybe a little bit more down. It's actually 41.9, so it's about 0.9 of a second actually. As we have to take a look. Going through Bloodwave right now, going through the final corner, but is currently slower than his prior lap. And it's actually ended a 10.5 quicker, and wow, we are now top 3 split by what? Is that 13 thousandths of a second? Something of that nature. Very close between the top 3 so far. However, Steger and BR4 both on laps. You've still got Baraka on a lap. Mitchell's just started an out lap. Or just started a flying lap, sorry. So we'll figure out where everyone actually stands sooner rather than later. Here comes Steger around the final corner. Not sure if he's any quicker than the prior lap, but we'll figure it out. And he's not any quicker than the prior lap, which is not good news at all for the AlphaTauri. Daxi's not quicker either. Let's see what BR4 is doing. He's currently half a tenth quicker, extend the lead rather than see someone else overtake him. We go down through the final corner now and down to the line. Is it going to be a 40-point something? It isn't, but it is going to be a 41-2 flat. And that's just extending the lead here. Is it Baraka the next to the line? It is going to be Baraka. Well, Jack did a 41-4, but Baraka's the next one on track after his teammate. And Baraka to the line. Does a 41-201. And it's a thousandth of a second splitting the front row. Wow. Mildy in the pit, who is trying to do stuff at the moment. We've got an alpha and male, which means that it's going to be Donny up to the line. Is he going on for a flying lap right now? I'm not entirely sure that he is. No, he is not. Means that is a Red Bull who is invalidated lap. Going to have a bit of a problem, so he's going to have to go into the pits now, I reckon, set up for his final lap of the qualifying session. That is indeed what is going on. Elite not doing a lap. We'll see who is Stell currently doing a lap. He is 400th quicker. Let's see if anyone else can put up something at the moment. 42.3 for big turns. I think someone's just gone into the pits. There's an AlphaTauri who might just be heading into the pits too, and that's Steger heading into the pits. BR4 directly behind Stell here, and then it's Jack and Baraka further back. I think Stell is the only one left on a flying lap. So we head down towards the bus stop chicane here. He's actually going to pit. Jack's definitely going to pit. He's nowhere near close enough to the line to do something. So with about 3.5 minutes left on the clock, we have first and second separated by a thousandth of a second, and the top 9 split by less than 3/10. A lot closer than we thought. Well, a lot closer than we thought it was going to be. We thought it was going to be close, but I didn't think it was going to be that close. Bearing in mind, in practice earlier on, I've seen Baraka do 40.9. I've seen BR4 do a 40.8 as we go along as well. So I still think we're maybe 2 or 3 tenths of what the actual pole time is going to be. But the real question is, who's going to set it? Who is going to be the guy to set it? Mercedes out behind Staber. I think that's Milsey. It's indeed the Mercedes out behind Staber. Also got a Haas further forward. Everyone's setting up now. Mitchell out. Bloodwave out. I think one by one setting up right to the end. We're gonna have it's gonna be a Texas style, well, old kind of West style shootout here. The real question is, who's gonna win it? Who is going to be the quickest man to the line? We do know that Tepos is going to be the first one to have a go at it, though. It's going to be Tepos, Mildy, Staber, Bloodwave and Mitchell following up that. The real question is anyone going to take the bait and wait up? Because there's going to be a lot of people trying to organize themselves some space here. And do they have enough time to organize themselves some space here? Not entirely sure everyone does. But one thing's for sure, Tepos certainly does. Because he's going to be the first one onto a final flying lap. Well, I say first one, but there's a Mercedes creeping up to the back of him. And if I'm Mildy, I'm backing the hell off because he's running out of space. And here comes Tepos. Takes a wide line to start. We've seen that a lot. And then here comes Tepos to the line, and we are now officially underway for the final run of quali. First and second currently split by a thousandth of a second. First and ninth by less than 3. So we are seeing the class on show right now in this qualifying session. Tepos are 42.3 to start. Needs to get himself at least a second to become competitive. We'll see whether or not he can do it. That's not a progressive first sector. He's currently about a tenth down on his first sector time, and we've got time ticking away here, and a lot of people might be about to struggle to make this to the line. Got 17 seconds left. That second McLaren might not make it. With about 10 seconds left on the clock, there's going to be a pile-up at the end here. Everyone's got to go for it. Baraka definitely got to the line, so BR4's got to contest with that. Tepos to the end of the second sector now. He's going to be the first one to the line that we check. Then it's going to be Mildy, then Staber, and 2.5 tenths right now in the pocket for Tepos. Caesar and Big Turn, both McLarens did not make it to the line, which is bad news for the McLarens, a team that's already, well, a severe underdog in this season. Just had a hit to their hopes, and I think a bunch of people are about to overtake both. Here comes Tepos to the line. We got Mildy to the line afterwards. Tepos is going to do a 42, and then Mildy to the line. 41, only enough for 11th. Who's next? Staber to the line is enough for third. 41-2. There's Bloodwave. Bloodwave, enough for third. Is only 3 thousandths of a second behind. And I think it's Mitchell, a huge heavyweight here. And he gets to the line, and he's not in the top 5. Mitchell is 7th at the moment, still not able to beat him. We got people to the line, left, right, and centre. Daxi out-qualified his teammate Mitchell 2, beating Mitchell 1 on the first day of the season. Here comes Steger to the line, a huge lap there, 41.195, and it's not done yet. Then Jack out of nowhere, BR4 has to pit, he's not going to be able to be on pole, and Jack is out of nowhere, the Aston Martin, looking to put himself on pole. Here comes Baraka. Can the big fish do it at the end? And he has. Baraka, a 41 flat. It is not as good as a lap as I thought it would have been from Baraka, especially BR4-2, but it's an Aston Martin 1-2, and that's not a sentence I thought I'd say today. Huge qualifying. Baraka, a reserve, leading from Jack. AlphaTauri lockout in the second row, Steger and BR4. Oh, that's a shake-up of things from last season in particular. The defending champion not having everything go his own way, 8th this time. And this was significantly slower than what I thought. It's about 4 tenths quicker than what Bambino did. Bambino would have been about 10th on the grid, so even Stan on a 41.4, that's a bit lower than I thought he would be. But oh, look at that, a top 10 by just over 4 tenths of a second. I think that's pretty much the entire grid split by less than a second. Actually, everyone up to Tepos is 16, split by less than a second. The qualifying was amazing. Everything has just been flipped on its head there. And well, we'll wait and see whether or not the race can add the excitement to it. Jack is on the front row. He has been moaning all week that he has been slow. He is on the front row against arguably the biggest driver in the entire league. He's only a reserve for other reasons, but Baraka is usually the quickest in this league, and to stand toe to toe to someone like that is huge. BR4 questioning something. I kind of want to know what it is. Here we go. Not sure if the formation lap is off. I'm pretty sure it is. Which means it's lights out and away we go. Who's got the better start here? No formation lap, and it looks like an AlphaTauri's flew off the start. He's going to get Baraka off the start as well, and AlphaTauri might have just hit the lead here, and he's sandwiched in between both of the Aston Martins, and I think that's Baraka. Well, actually, that's Jack that's come off worse off. And get to the tyres at the beginning here. And it looks like Steger's hit the front. Baraka and Hard's in second, BR4 there as well. We've already under a virtual safety car. Boba Fett is out, and I think Elite also spun it. Oh, Rouge maybe lost his front wing. No, his front wing looks intact. Maybe he has avoided as much of the damage as possible. Stan loses out 5. Big Turns gains a couple. Same with Tepos. Donny to 12th. We've got a 3-second time penalty, I'm pretty sure. And that was a lot. Yep, Donny got 3 seconds. Mildy up to 11th. Jack dropped from 10th from the front row. Cedar to 9th. Mitchell up to 6th. In everything that happened there. Daxi to 8th. Dropped a couple positions. Stell also gained a couple. Stalliber up to 5th. Bloodwave in 4th. BR4 up into 3rd. Steger got one hell of a start though. One hell of a start. We're going racing again. Here we go. Baraka versus Steger, and this is going to be one hell of a battle. It's a shame Jack had a little bit of an error, which, well, I don't know if it was an error caused by him or a spin or something. There was a lot of, well, I say that, I do know it was a bit of a squeeze wide, as we went 3 wide into the into La Source in turn 1, and Jack just comes off the worst of it. Here comes Steger. Well, Steger's gone 5/10 of a second clear. Mitchell gets past Staber. Mitchell trying to fight, well, a championship defense here, and he needs to get it on. Well, he needs to get it started on the right foot. And well, that qualifying was not the right foot. Daxi down to 9th. Caesar gains another position. We've got a lot of people fighting here. Stan gets overtaken. Well, Stan and Elite overtake Tepos, who I think has got damage. Jack and Mildy are going to fight it out into La Source here. And I think Jack with the inside line. Oh, a little bit sloppy on traction from both guys. Coming out of La Source and down towards Rouge. And we are going to go this too wide, aren't we? We are going to go this too wide. And I can't exactly see because I've got a camera angle. And it looks like Mildy's going to hold it very nicely on the outside. Well, the inside of the original corner and the inside of the exit of Radion. But does well enough. And Stell's gone! Stell's gone round! Stell's gone round. I'm not sure the collision there, or if there was any collision whatsoever. But Stell's gone round. I could do with a replay in this, because this has been off the... well, I'm Stell to start with, and a lot of action everywhere at the moment. Stell's gone round. He's dropped to 14th. Mitchell's in 5th. As Stell tried to follow him through the grid, I'm pretty sure. Mitchell trying to... Whoa, there's been another spin, and this time it's BR4 and Bloodwave. The camera caught away at an awkward point there. I did get a pretty good angle on that. It looked like they may have come together. And Seaver gets past Bloodwave. Bloodwave has definitely got damage. Either that or BR4's got damage. One of the two. There was a lot of bodywork coming off the cars there. Someone somewhere has got no front wing. Here comes BR4 and Bloodwave. It looked like Bloodwave has had to brake early, and Bloodwave gone into the pit, so it's Bloodwave the one with damage. Rear contact, yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's what I thought happened. I just couldn't... I didn't want to say anything without being 100% sure. And it looked like Elite versus Stan here, and Stan's got... Well, Stan's had problems in this race. He only qualified 10th. He's now lost a position to Elite. Currently in 12th after overtaking Stell, and Stan's currently on soft tyres, which is probably not the wisest choice either. Staber versus Mitchell right now. Huge battle coming down the straight. And Staber's got DRS, and he's going to be able to get past there. Which means Staber is now in a podium position. And, well, quite frankly, Baraka and Steger are a long way gone. 3 seconds up on 3rd place already. Baraka and Steger is absolutely loving this race so far. You got Mitchell versus Staber is definitely still going to be a very nice battle as we go through. They're going through Puyon right now, and Caesar another second further back. No DRS there. has to, well, effectively defend from BR4 now. Never an easy task. It wouldn't have been an easy task for Baraka and Steger at the front. Never mind Cedar in 5th. Mildy is about 3 tenths of a second behind Daxi as Mitchell 1 and Mitchell 2 look to improve their way up the order at the moment. Mitchell 1 definitely has. But yeah, it looks like Mitchell is just about to hold himself, well, right on the back of Staber here, and Dax gets overtaken by Mildy as they head into the bus stop chicane, I'm pretty sure. Staber goes a little bit unorthodox through turn 1, may have dragged Mitchell a little bit with him, and Mitchell's not going to be able to do anything here down into Eau Rouge. But he will be able to do something here out the exit of Radion, especially if he gets a better exit. He's got Slipstream, he's got DRS. Is he going to be able to make this move very easily? And he is, well before the chicane even hits, and Mitchell is up to 3rd. Baraka still hanging on to the back of Steger, and Steger not really letting up right now. Jack versus Daxi. Daxi losing positions left, right and centre. Here comes Donny, who might be about to make a move of his own around the Rivage, and decides not to go for it. Mitchell gets 3 seconds for track limit penalties. He alluded to this in the chat beforehand. It's not the greatest look for him in the slightest. It looked like we've got a little bit of a battle in the way here, I think. Baraka, however, on the hard tires compared to Steger's mediums. That could become a, if Steger doesn't open that gap a little bit more, that could become a very, that could be a very easy squash for Baraka come the middle point of this race. Mitchell is, however, closing that gap. It's about half a second on to a Baraka at the moment. Well, closer than it was before. Here comes Stell and Stan. Stell gets passed into Blanchimont, and now they're going to go together into the bus stop chicane, and nothing really happening there from Stan, whose day goes from bad to worse to start. Have we got any sort of battle that could be happening in towards the first part of this track? I don't think it's going to happen between Steger and Baraka, as Steger's got a nice little chokehold on the lead of this race right now. The longer this goes, the better it is. Here comes, well, the better it is for Steger, and here comes Stable with DRS and Slipstream on Mitchell. He might look for it here into the chicane. The backs off late. And doesn't go for Mitchell there. Daxi versus Jack, but Jack probably still had enough in him to hold Daxi off for a little bit longer. Actually going to put on telemetry here and see how much battery everyone has. Donny also right on the back of Dax right now, who really, given his qualifying, should be a little bit further forward than he would hope. Jack also, but we know Jack was a little bit of an unfortunate recipient of what happened in turn 1. Stell versus Elite, those two are teammates. We'll see whether or not there's some sort of team orders given sooner rather than later for the Williams drivers. About 4 tenths of a second, and you got Stan directly behind that. That's roughly the same pace. We'll figure out as we go along whether or not there's going to be some shuffle in the order there. It's currently about 2 tenths of a second. You would figure that something's about to happen there. See, they're also about to go after Staber. Staber had lost the DRS here to Mitchell. Caesar might be about to have a good go at this. Albeit Staber's on the hard tyres compared to Caesar's mediums right now, and it looked like Staber got a little bit of a better exit. And if Caesar can get the reverse out of La Source, he should have a clear shot down the Camel Straight. About 5 tenths of a second. It's less than that now actually with the slipstream. Caesar, provided he doesn't mess up Eau Rouge here and through Radion, he's going to get a really, really clean shot. This until he moves a little bit late, and Staber still overtaken anyway. That was incredibly risky by Caesar. I'm not sure why he would do that. Here comes Donny and Jack, as Jack is going to be a sitting duck here for the slipstream and for the DRS. And Jack gets 3 seconds for going off the track, and he's not getting that one removed. He just slid his way through the Lacombe chicane there, and worse off for it. As for the rest of the grid right now, there's not a lot going on. The lead overtaken by Stell, which we said would have happened eventually, but he has managed to hold off Stan for the moment in time. We also got Baraka closing in ever so slightly on Steger in the lead. I am very interested in what is about to unfold between these two. We got battled all over the place here. Train forming from fourth back. Mitchell also closing in an entire second over the last couple of laps to the two in the lead. Our reigning champion realistically needs to find a way back into the front battle here. Albeit it is only race 1 of the season, but usually race 1 of the season sets the tone, and you always want to set the tone in the best way possible. And Steger versus Baraka is one sure way to have a really good tone setter here. Elite versus Standard, they go out of La Source. I think this should be rather easy here for Standard. They go through Eau Rouge and probably up into the exit of Radion. And I would be extremely surprised if there's not an overtake coming here. Donny gets past Jack in the chicane as Daxi is a little bit clear. Here comes Stan on Elite, and they go the long way around. We saw this earlier in the actual race, but in the F1 game it's not as powerful. Stan looking for a switchback possibly through the final corner of the Lacombe chicane, doesn't get it, and isn't going to get it through Rivage, and there's the rain! We're gonna get rain! I'm pretty sure my eyes are not deceiving me there. I'm pretty sure we just had a flick in the weather. So the real question is when, if at all, is this rain going to come down hard enough? It's raining. It is raining. My eyes are not deceiving me. It is in fact raining. When is it going to intermediate tyres? Nobody has a wet setup, because unless you have spent a lot of time in Grand Prix mode perfecting a wet setup, you're going to have a lot of problems. The wet might be about to throw in another spanner in the works here. We're getting small bits of rain here and there. Nothing for the track just yet. Like watching a carbon copy of F1 earlier. Literally a carbon copy. As we are watching some of the guys come through now, and we're actually gonna quickly head up towards the front battle. And this rain is starting to come down a little bit more often now. It's small drops at the moment. One lap 8 of 22. Where did it go to intermediate tyres, if at all? Bloodwave has been... Well, why has Bloodwave left the session? I think he just DC'd rather than anything else. Looks like Baraka didn't gain out much of anything in that tussle at the chicane. Looks like Stan and Elite are going at it yet again. You can see the rain is more and more visible. Who's going to be the brave one? Who's going to judge it right? Who's going to get an undercut? Who's going to be right place, right time for when the intermediates have to go on? That's the real question at the end of the day. Who's going to be right place, right time? Is someone going to preempt this and get it wrong? Or are they going to preempt this and get this very, very right? Looks like Steger really close to holding Baraka out of the second mark, but he doesn't really get it at the moment. 7.5 tenths. Baraka's been consistent the entire race. Steger's just been that one step better the entire race. And the rain is starting to come down a bit more now. Millsy gets past BR4, but BR4, well, Millsy goes deep, and BR4 should have a better exit down the straight here. However, they both have DRS. BR4 should have more pace. He does have more pace into La Source, and out of La Source, that should be BR4's position, and it is BR4's position, as the rain is threatening to become a factor. Is that going to come hard enough? Or are we just stuck on these kind of tyres for the rest of the race? How long are people going to judge this? One thing's for sure, I think the medium hard might be out the question at this point. Unless it's going to maintain this kind of rain the entire way through. Stable also getting really close to Caesar. After that battle happened earlier, BR4 1.4 seconds. Yellow flag in sector 2. Yellow flag in sector 2, and that's Stan in the wall. That's Stan in the wall. I think he might be beached. I think he might be beached. He did eventually reset. He won't get a penalty for that because it is deemed as under new rules, whether if you move out of a beach spot to avoid disqualification, that doesn't count. I'm pretty sure that's what we agreed on in the rule book. Which means Stan shouldn't be too out of trouble, well, in trouble there for doing that. It's a lot of things going on at once. The race is just starting to meander along a little bit. BR4 versus Mildy, and BR4 goes to BR4's turn to go deep this time. Mildy's gonna have a better exit this time round, but he's not going to be able to challenge BR4 down the straight. I don't think the DRS just not long enough. Let's see if he can get close enough out of Radion. He goes up the hill to maybe make a move on BR4 here. BR4 didn't get damage from the hit off Bloodwave earlier in the race. Here comes Mildy, and he's going to do it even before we hit the DRS detection point, well, DRS opening point. Mildy well past BR4 as we head down the Camel Straight, and that is pretty nicely done there by Mildy to just pressure BR4 the entire race. Eventually get something done. Staber not able to do the same. Baraka also not able to do the same as we head into lap 10 of this race. Are we going to get a wet enough track? That's all I want to know. When can we see the little puddles dropping on track? Stan's gone on to intermediate tyres. He's going to preempt the rain coming here. Maybe see the way back into his race. Donny and Jack both have 3 seconds. We also have Mitchell has 3 seconds. Stan picks up 3 as well. There's any chance he has a fading back, well, getting back into this, maybe starting to fade as we go along. Mitchell now within a second of Baraka, and the defending champion is closing in. He does have 3 seconds worth of track limit penalties, but he is closing in. Is he going to be able to stay within that DRS range? He is. The rain is coming down a lot more heavier now. It might be maybe 1, maybe 2 before we start to go to those intermediate tyres. But as it stands, Mitchell's closing in on Baraka. Baraka not doing the same to Steger. Steger doing a very, very nice job indeed of handling front position of this race. Stable also trying to close down Caesar in 4th. He hasn't really had much success of that yet. BR4 also trying to close down Milty. It's maybe a little bit of revenge as we watch down the straight here. Big turn goes into pit, maybe onto intermediate tyres here. He's the only one to jump the gun on whether or not he's able to onto intermediate tyres, I think, outside of Stan, who did it because he span. It looked like Donny just got past the yellow flag in sector 2, and there's a problem between the Red Bull of Daxi and the Alfa Romeo of Donny. They have a bit of an issue there, and they're sliding all over the place, and the track is getting wetter and wetter, and those tyres are warmer and warmer, and that's not a good situation for them to be in. Mitchell closing in yet again on Baraka, who's just not done anything for the lead of this race right now. Mitchell's poor qualifying might be the one thing that does him in here. Big turn, Stan on intermediate tyres. Are we going anytime soon? It's seemingly a little bit damper now, considering we've had some of the cars, especially the cars in the midfield, start to struggle a little bit. When are you doing it? When are you trying to preempt it? It's not this lap. We're running out of time if you want to go to a medium hard strategy, which is probably the most preferred strategy out of them all. Mildy into pit. So BR4 gets back in front and they're causing Mildy the pit. Maybe he's going to try and preempt something here. He's the only one to have gone into the pit here are the guys that are about to pass him. Still up to 7th. Daxi Donny. And I think he'll eat as well. All go by. I don't think Tepos will. We've got down the straight here. Baraka's got DRS. He's got no battery. Steger's got 16%. Baraka's just... albeit he's the big fish in a small pond, so to speak. Sometimes... oh, and Steger's in the wall! Steger's in the wall! Steger is in the wall. He's reset to track. Steger is in the wall. He's reset to track, so that's an extra time penalty coming his way. He wasn't beached, so he's not going to get out of that. He should just let BR4 go off in front. BR4 will certainly not have damage. Steger absolutely will off that hit. Stan is out of the race. His gamble not paid off. Oh, that just got interesting. And all of a sudden, the heavens have opened up. And Steger's maybe made a mistake there. Maybe a little bit overzealous, trying to hold his lead. And it's opened the door at this point in time for Baraka, who's had no answer the entire race, for the AlphaTauri to hit the front of the race. And now it's Baraka versus Mitchell, the defending champion versus the title favourite. Steger's got the pace on him too, but Steger's hoping he's got to be a little bit more consistent than he has at this point in time. I think Stell is just about to go onto those intermediate tyres. Had a huge time for an error. It's not a contact error either. That's just Steger comes up a little bit short in the corner, maybe a little bit too long. The actual thing, but too short being the analogy. There's a little bit of a slide out of it, not able to save the car from the lead of a race in Tier 1. That's not what you want to do. I think Big Turns have just overtaken Tepos as Tepos goes on to a fresh set of medium tyres. We're not currently wet enough. Well, actually, we might be wet enough now. I see puddles forming on the track. The little puddles you'll get when the rain starts bouncing on the floor. They are happening. I think it might be time. I think Stan may have gone 1-2 laps maybe too soon in terms of his DNR. I'm also very surprised that Steger hadn't... well, the restart to... The reset to track may have stopped the safety car coming out. Here comes Staber against Seether. There's no hold up for Baraka now, so Mitchell has to get a move on. Mildy gets past Elite as Mildy went on to hard tyres. Here comes... well, in comes Seether. Outstays Saber. Outstays Mitchell. Outstays Baraka. Outstays BR4. And then we get outstays BR4. Steger comes into pit. What about Jack? Outstays Jack, even though we are very clearly seen puddling on the floor. I am very surprised that they are staying out at this point. 3 seconds there for Big Turns, and Daxi goes into pit. Mildy stays out. Of course, he's just pit. He might be regretting that. Caesar onto a fresh set of softs. Oh, Steger onto intermediates. Donny onto hard. Daxi onto mediums. Someone left unsafe pit release on for some reason. There's a lot of strategy difference in this one. If it rains any harder, I'm not sure why you would be on anything that isn't an intermediate tyre. Unless you're doing a Cedar, and fresh softs is probably the only other way to go here. You want the grip. I'm not sure going to a hard is a good idea. I guess we'll wait and see. The rest of them have stayed out to hold off just to see whether or not It is worth paying, and the more I look at this track, the more I would expect that it's starting to go into intermediate territory, but at the same time, it's not really suggesting that, because Big Turn is losing out quite rapidly here to Tapos, who's on a new set of medium tyres, so I'm not entirely sure what to make of this at the moment. They have to pit soon, otherwise they're not going to get a lot out of their strategies, and this might open up the door for someone else, but this should look more and more like an intermediate track, and it isn't. The longer we go, the less it is looking at the more we go, the less people are actually gaining on that tyre, and it leaves us in a bit of a middle ground where somehow slicks are drier on slicks are quicker on a wet track, and well, on a wetter track than normal. There's a couple of guys stay out one more, and I can't imagine they stay out much longer. As intermediates go on the Aston Martin. Mitchell out of the DRS on Baraka here. Will there be spray off the cars in wetter conditions? I assume so. But at the same time, they're starting to form puddles, so I would assume we are hitting intermediate weather. I would be extremely surprised we're not. I think we are. I think we're starting to see the time tumble down, especially between Mildy and Steger, until Steger made a mistake there. Not sure who we'd go on board with right now. We've got Donny going against Elite on that intermediate tyre, so you would expect Elite to start being a little bit more aggressive. They look to try and break that gap as quickly as possible. We're starting to see puddles form on the track, surely. The intermediate says tyres going on the front four. Can he to keep his car in this condition though? That's the real question. There's a lot to think. Here come, there you go. There's the barrage of pit stops. It's not an intermediate tyre for Mitchell. It is soft for them all. It is soft for them all, apart from BR4, who's put on an intermediate tyre. And they're going to fancy the grip. I don't know if that's smart. I genuinely do not know. 5 seconds for Jack speeding in the pit lane again. You have arrived. What have you missed? Everything. A bunch of stuff. And a lot of strategy going on. A lot of strategy. A lot of, is this tyre going to wear out? A lot of, is this tyre going to have enough grip to hold on? It's probably a better way of putting it. Because at the moment, well, Staber, I'm pretty sure, is the only one left without a pit stop. He is, which means Caesar currently is in the lead of this race, followed by Mildy, then Baraka and then Mitchell. Steger, who was in the lead of this race, had Baraka, sorry, held off for easily almost a dozen laps before making his own really, really costly mistake. I'm trying to figure out what is really going on here. Steger's trying to find his way back, gets 3 seconds in the process. Baraka's trying to find his way past Mildy. And there goes Baraka on the inside. Baraka versus Mildy. It's wide by Mildy. They're going to go too wide here. Down towards the bus stop chicane. Later on the brakes by Mildy. It might be deep from Mildy. It is deep from Mildy. Are we going for a double switchback? Baraka isn't going to be able to get the line. But he is going to be able to get the exit. And now they're going to be side by side for sure into La Source. The long way round here for Baraka on Mildy. And it's not going to work. And here comes Mitchell to try and take a little bit of a cheap shot here at Baraka. He's not been close all day, but now he gets a real shot at Baraka, who's going to make Mildy pay as well here. So Mildy, the sitting duck. We're going to go. Oh, we're going to do the 3 wide. We're going to do the Schumacher here at Belgium. They're going to go 2 wide. Mitchell and Baraka, they've come together. And Baraka's been forced off the track. And they're still 2 wide. And Baraka's gone wide. And Mitchell's going to win that battle, albeit not sure if that's necessarily the most fair way to win that battle. Mitchell gets past Baraka, and it is now Cedar 5 seconds up ahead on tyres that probably won't be too great at the end, but has a 5-second advantage. Mildy's going to drop off from the 2 here. You would expect Mitchell and Baraka to be quick enough to try and pose a threat to Cedar at the end here. Half the grid on intermediates, half the grid on slicks. A lot of interesting decisions, and I'm not entirely sure they've all worked out. And I'm still not entirely sure whether or not intermediates is the quickest tyre or not. I'm honestly still very much 50-50. The 2 AlphaTauris are about to go fighting by the looks of things. They are not going to fight, which is probably the smartest move from a team perspective until Steger goes deep. Now BR4 might be having a fancy at him, and he is. And it doesn't look like Steger's going to put much fight up at all there. As Steger loses out to BR4. BR4 now has a shot at Mildy for a top 4. Maybe even for a podium spot by the time the end of this one comes around. As Baraka and Mitchell are going to go fighting through Radion here. And Baraka should, if DRS is still a thing, which it is, he almost goes grass wide there. Gets up to 2nd, and now it's 4 seconds. It's under 4 seconds here for the gap to Cedar. Is Cedar going to hold on? 3 for Mildy as BR4 goes past him. And I think Steger might be about to try and go past him as well until he slides the car. And Steger just not liking the Lacombe chicane at all. We've got a couple of fights going on for real here. Steger versus Mildy. We've got Mitchell versus Baraka as well. The only 2 within a second. The only 2 with DRS, as that's still not been disabled. And actually, as soon as I say it, DRS has been disabled. Yes, that's the commentator's curse and a half. Here comes Steger around the outside of Mildy. Can he make that work, or has he gone too deep? They're still side by side, and this time, Steger's not going to overshoot this. And Steger's going to get by. Is Staber going to get past Mildy as well? Staber's going to have a go at this, and Staber down the inside does a little bit of better version of what Hamilton did to Perez and gets up to 6. We'll get Steger after the penalty, and now we are in a position where the intermediate tyres are about to become huge. The intermediate tyres catching up. Mitchell into the pits. He's just lost out massively. Baraka also will lose out massively. Cedar has to hold on for 4 more, which is almost seemingly impossible in the current weather. And all of a sudden, his race almost ended by Bloodwave earlier on, which caused Bloodwave damage. BR4 recovery drive looking like it's about to head to the front of the grid. 3 seconds extra tacked on to Steger's time. Battled literally every way. Staber up to 4th. Mildy losing out left, right and centre. Steger almost looking to go for it. Yellow flag is set to 3 and Jack's out. And that's a virtual safety car. And I think that is going to come to the aid of Baraka and Cedar. I think that's actually a full safety car. And that is almost certainly going to come to the aid of Baraka. Well, actually, I'm not sure if it is going to come to the aid of Cedar and Baraka here, actually. The virtual safety car absolutely would have. It neutralizes the race. Would have mean BR4 couldn't have closed the gap on either car. And would have stayed at 5 seconds. He would have had about maybe a lap, maybe 2 to go at this. But now, I'm assuming Baraka and Cedar are about to pit. Mitchell in 9th after his pit stop has just tanked his race. I'm assuming we're going to have Mildy, Baraka and Cedar all go into the pits here. No one can overtake. No one can gain time at the moment. And this has just got interesting. Bearing in mind that Jack got second in the end in qualifying. Jack was really, really close to Baraka. His race went downhill very quickly, turn one. Not going his way in the fight between him, Steger, and Baraka. BR4 stays out. Baraka stays out. Cedar stays out. There's no reason to pit, I guess, for these two. They're just going to see if it is possible to hold on. Stell has pit. Mildy, no pit for Mildy. No pit for... Well, no pit for Steger. Pits for both Williams. A double stacking coming. Daxi's out because he got a drive through under the safety car. I'm not entirely sure the necessary need to go onto a new set of intermediate tyres under the safety car, but it is what it is. Mitchell's pit. Donny's about to go on through, so Mitchell's going to overtake her by Donny. I think Elite might be safe from Donny. Elite will be safe from Donny. Teports is obviously going on to intermediate tyres. I can't say I blame him. Good shout. 8 for Mitchell, 6 for Donny, 6 for Steger, 3 for Stell, 3 for Mildy. I can kind of stand halfway through the pack going in. They aren't going to lose much time to Steger because they're going to have to join to the back of him. So it's a case of whether or not you can get in front, maybe pose a little bit more of a threat. Everyone, I believe, is on intermediate tyres now. Well, apart from your front two and Mildy, which is interesting because now the safety car, I'm pretty sure, has to go in this lap. I'm pretty sure the safety car has to go in this lap because of the 2 laps from the end rule. So the safety car will go in this lap. Staber's got to send it. Staber has to. If Staber wants to win this race, that turn 1, he has to nail it. At the very worst, he has to be in a very good position to get BR4 down this straight. By the time they hit the Lacombe chicane. Because if he doesn't get BR4 by the time they hit the Lacombe chicane, I don't think he gets BR4. But with this restart, so Cedar on softs, Baraka on softs, how much is that a mistake? We're going to go when Cedar gives us the heads up, because he's going to be the one that sets everyone off on the grid. Let's see if he can do a better start than Oscar Piastri did. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mix of tyres, yeah. A little bit, 4 on different tyres. And I think we're about to go. Oh, what has happened here? A little bit of a mistake and a touchdown. Baraka's hit Cedar and gone round. Oh, that's a mistake and a half. I can't tell who's the blue. Well, Cedar makes a very large mistake. I think Baraka's 40 gone. And you can't be on softs in this weather. You can't. It's not going to work. And Staber, the unfortunate, well, it's game over now. Staber's not going to get anywhere near BR4. And BR4 should have Cedar straight away here. He's going to swallow him whole. He's going to get him. And Millsy's out of the session again. You should not be on the wrong tyres here. You should not be on a slick tyre. Here comes BR4 and Cedar. BR4 hits the front of the race after the instant blood wave to start with. He's ended up, well, a little bit of help from the safety car and a fantastic recovery drive to the lead of this race. And Staber goes deep and Mitchell goes on through, and so to the lead, and then Mitchell goes past Cedar as well. And now Mitchell might be able to secure himself a podium spot with almost a little bit of a fluke here. Staber going wide, and we had a through goes Hamilton moment. A through goes Hamilton, and here comes Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, Mitch has 8 seconds. Yeah, he does actually. That is true. On track anyway, he'll be on the podium. We go through lap 21, and he is hunting down BR4 right now. BR4 gap not as large as he thinks. All things come full circle. Yep, you're right. BR4 is going to be content with the way he is right now, unless Elite's going to pick up the final lap. I think BR4 is going to be fine with the fact that Mitchell has has an extraordinary amount of penalties directly behind him. Mitchell's going to struggle for a podium here, actually. If it was 3 seconds, he would be fine. I think he's going to drop right behind maybe Tepos here, actually. Caesar and Baraka got it all wrong. They got it all wrong. They could not have survived on those soft tires. They got everything about that wrong. And here comes Mitchell on BR4, and I don't think BR4 is about to win this race on track. We're going to go too wide here into Lecombe chicane, and BR4's gone wide. BR4's gone wide, and Elite has hit it again, and BR4's out of the race. Oh my God! And everything has just hit the fan. Elite's hit the wall. Stell's now in second. Steger up back up to third. Steber in fourth. He's picked up a penalty. Tepos in prime position. What the hell just happened? Oh, Mitchell and BR4. That's going to stewards. Oh, that could be interesting. Elite's probably going to go to stewards with BR4 too. That'll be interesting for an unsafe rejoin. Possibly, or a collision on the way through. Everything just hit the fan. BR4's chance of a win almost taken away from him, and then was taken away from him. And then Elite's also in the collision, who was behind Mitchell. He didn't have as many penalties as Mitchell. I don't think he had a penalty. And all of a sudden, it's just gone from bad to worse. And all of a sudden, Mitchell's going to find himself in the top two. And the defending champion won't win on track, I don't believe, unless they... actually, the defending champion will win the race even on penalties. And Mitchell crosses the line and somehow wins in Belgium. He is starting off the title defense in the most dubious way possible. But he's over the line somehow. And he's got the win. Stell gets second after that clusterfuck at the final lap. Tepos rounds off the podium. Staber in fourth. Elite in fifth after. I don't know what to say either. I have no idea what to say. Steger is sixth. He made a mistake too. And everything just hit the fan in Lecombe. Oh my God. Everything just flipped on its head one final time. Oh, I feel sorry for the stewards. Oh, there's going to be a lot. Oh, there's going to be a lot to talk through. Oh my God. You have to feel sorry for BR4. You have to feel sorry for BR4 that he did not deserve that. Albeit he locked into the lead eventually with the help of the safety car. It would have been a case of whether or not he could have caught Caesar and Baraka without it. The answer to that would probably have been yes. But we'll never know. All to be robbed away from him right at the end. Oh, I cannot imagine how the chat is right now. Oh, everything has just got spicy. Everyone just had everything change. Barack had his moment with Caesar on the safety car restart. That wasn't a good idea. Neither of those benefited from staying out. PR4 ended 12th in the end after colliding with Mitchell in the beginning of Lecombe's, and then again with Elite at the end of Lecombe's, and then he ended up out of the race. And then Steger, I think, had a spin as well. I think Staber had problems on the intermediates. He went deep, which allowed for Mitchell and Tepos to go through in the first place. Jesus fucking Christ. Everything just happened. Oh my God. Everyone was talking about a good Tier 2 race, maybe a magnificent Tier 4 race for the Mutual. It does not get better than that. It does not get better than that. How has Mitchell won that race? How has Stell got the top 2? How has that ended up as it is? How has that happened? Mistakes, costly strategy mistakes, costly driving mistakes. Everything's just gone to at the end. And I do not know what I just witnessed. Jesus Christ. Wow. Wow. Jesus Christ. I'm speechless. I am speechless. It's race 1. The defending champion has somehow pulled the win out of his arse. Quite literally. I don't know how he's done that. But I did say that the first race of the season usually sets the tone. And I'm not going to lie, there's no better tone setter than that. There is no way you're convincing me that this was not the best race of the weekend. Holy shit. I'm so glad I got to watch this. I was anticipating the most boring race of the human history. I expected maybe Baraka to just storm off. We never got that. We got Steger, who took the lead for 10 laps instead. His mistake comes back to be extremely costly in the end. But Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I guess I end it there. I'm speechless. I don't know what I've just watched. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. I sure as hell did. And I guess I'll see you next week in France. Hopefully for more of the same thing. In a bit. Oh.